432 pages. Okay, so if you downloaded the right copy, you should have a 432-page electronic copy of the National Building Code of the Philippines, including its implementing rules and regulations. Right? Okay. Anyone familiar with PD 1096? Anyone from the class? And Manalo? Miss Manalo? Are you familiar with the PD 1096? Grace Manalo? Miss Grace? Hello? Narinig ba ako? Miss Grace Manalo, are you familiar with PD 1096? I think I mentioned during our orientation that if ever you have to leave the call for a few minutes, you have to let me know. Okay? I just checked your attendance earlier and everyone is present aside from Mr. Miranda. So again, I am expecting that whenever I call someone randomly, you'll be able to answer. Whether you know the answer, whether you don't know to answer, wala po akong judgment. Ano? Kasi, kumbaga, introduction pa lang naman natin. Okay? Again, I'll be calling you Miss Grace Manalo. Are you familiar with PD 1096?
Po, ma'am. Sige po.
Sorry? Can you repeat your answer? Hindi ko narinig ano.
Ma'am, po ako familiar po.
Hindi ka familiar with PD 1096. Okay. Right. Next one. Miko? Hele?
Hello po, ma'am. Rinig
Oh,
po.
yes.
Based po dun sa ang Presidential Decree 1096 po ay also known as the National Building Code of the Philippines po.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Miko. So the PD 1096, oh, that's on the first page, page number 1 of that PDF that I shared, is the National Building Code of the Philippines. Okay? Presidential Decree 1096. Okay? Malinaw po ba? Okay, baka may magtanong mamaya na tungkol sa PD 1096. Ayan din po yung NBCP. Okay, NBC, National Building Code, National Building Code of the Philippines. Okay? Para we're on the same page, okay? Right. Now let's proceed to the chapter 1 of the building code, which is the general provisions. Page number 12, okay? We can proceed with page number 12, but then again, you have that copy. If you want to read or be familiar, you can read the yung mga pages before page number 12, okay? Okay, sa chapter 1 or general provisions, makikita nyo ang title, declaration of policy, scope and application, general building requirements, site requirements and definition. We won't be deep diving on those sections under chapter number 1 because you can read it already here. With no further explanation needed. Most of them are just self-explanatory. Okay? The title itself, it says lang kung ano yung title doon ng PD 1096 or ano yung title ng building code na to, declaration of policy, scope and application, etc. And then for the definitions, since we will be discussing the building code chapter by chapter. So if ever meron kayong mga word na tingin ninyo ay bago para sa inyo or hindi kayo familiar or nalilito kayo kung ano yung tinutukoy ng word na ito sa National Building Code, you can try to go back on definitions, which is on chapter 13. Makikita nyo doon or pwede nyong hanapin doon yung word na hinahanapan nyo ng definition. Specific doon sa building code na ito. So for example, kapag may sinabi natin na code, Pag may sinabing code dito sa National Building Code, okay, ano yung code na tinutukoy? Ito ba ay structural code? Ito ba ay sanitary code? Ito ba ay mechanical engineering code? So when we go back to definition, we can say or we can see on page 13, code is defined as yung PD 1096 o yung National Building Code. So kapag may tinukoy na code within this whole 432 pages, so ang tinutukoy sa kanya is yung National Building Code. Malinaw po ba? Malinaw po ba for chapter 1? Okay, again, you can go back, you can read those, you can comprehend chapter number 1. We won't be deep diving on that chapter. Okay? Okay. So I'll be proceeding now to chapter number 2, which is the administration and enforcement of the code. So chapter number 2, you can see that on page number 15 of the electronic copy. Okay, ang sabi dito, can you read the slide? Hamad Alberto.
Section 201, Responsibility for Administration and Enforcement. The administration and enforcement of the provisions of the Code and this IRR, including the imposition of penalties for administrative violations thereof, is hereby vested in the Secretary.
Okay, so ang sabi, lahat ang responsibility po para i-administer at make sure maipatupad ang provisions na nasa code, nasa building code, at and its implementing rules and regulations ay ibinibigay natin yung responsibility kay secretary. Okay, sino yung secretaryng tinutukoy dito sa National Building Code? Can I call on Jorich Jed Arevalo?
Yung secretary po na nire-refer dito sa Section 201 is yung head or yung chief executive officer po ng ano po, ng fielder industry. Ng nalimutan ko pa, nabasa ko po siya, pero siya po yung head or chief executive officer.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Arevalo. Okay, I'll be calling the others. Elijah, Elijah Martin.
Ma'am, sorry po, pero I'll just guess na lang po. Sa tingin ko po yung
Okay.
secretary po is, ano po, yung one of the heads din po na responsible. Medyo mataas pong position po na kokoman po sa in relation po sa ating nasa National Building Code po.
Okay, so you're expecting someone na may hawak ng mataas na posisyon since he will be administering or enforcing the building code. Okay, how about the others? Darian Sheila.
Yes po. Di lang din po ako sure kung alin po ang secretary. Sir, yung ano na din po, yung head nga po.
Yung head din, yung pinakamataas din. Okay. Right, next is, yes, Miss Rivera.
Secretary po ay Head or Chief Executive Officer po ng DPWH.
Okay, medyo mahina but I can hear na yung secretary ng DPWH o yung na-mention kanina, yung head or chief executive ng DPWH. Okay? So tama, most of you has the merong idea kung sino yung tinutukoy na secretary. But then again, kagaya na mention ko kanina, kapag merong term na kayo ay hindi sure or hindi familiar kung sino ang tinutukoy referring to the building code, again, punta tayo kay definition, makikita nyo doon page number 14, sino si secretary? Secretary, head or chief executive officer ng DPWH. Okay, nakita niyo po doon, page number 14, secretary, head or chief executive officer, CEO ng DPWH. Alright? Anyone, sino ang head or chief executive ng DPWH natin ngayon? Very famous. Yes, Precious?
Si Secretary Manuel Bonoan po.
Okay, Secretary Manuel Bunoan. Anong latest department order na ibinaba ni Manuel Bunoan? Yes, Elijah.
Hindi ko po sure pero ayun po ba yung bawal po mag-travel ang mga officers or mga members po ng DPWH through personal reasons?
Yeah, correct. Okay, very good. So, it's good that you are into news, okay? So, latest department order ni DPWH head, um, Mr. Bonoan, ay naglabas siya ng DO na preventing or bawal munang magbiyahe. Okay? I think international travels ang mga empleyado, hanggang empleyado from district engineer yata up to the employees ng DPWH. Okay? So, mag bawal mo na travel goals. Okay? All right. But then again, a responsibility to administer and make sure na may enforce lahat ng provision sa ating National Building Code or Presidential Decree 1096 ay ang responsibility po na yan ay nasa secretary or ang head or chief executive officer ng DPWH. Okay? Malinaw po ba for section 201? Okay, next we'll proceed to section 202. Wala dito siya sa PowerPoint na aking ipepresent, but you can take a note and you can highlight that in your PDFs. So, section 202 is yung technical staff. Sino ang technical staff? Ano ang ginagawa ni technical staff? In summary, nung yung naka-itemize niyang apat na function, mostly ang ginagawa niya is to assist the secretary for any task or activities na kailangan niyang gawin to make sure na i-impose or mapapatupad lahat ng provisions ng building code. Okay? First, nandyan, item number 1 is assist the secretary in the administration enforcement, mag-evaluate or take final action in case of any technical or legal problems, mag-conduct ng seminar or workshops in reference to the code, at mag-undertake ng any other duties um, na makaka-help kay secretary or any other duties na iutos sa kanya ni secretary o nung head ng DPWH. So siya yung technical staff. Si technical staff, ang office niya is created through DPWH National Building Code Development Office, NBCDO. So doon nagwo-work under that office si technical staff. And then mostly ang function niya is to help the secretary um enforce and administer the provisions in the National Building Code. Any legal, any technical problems with regards to the National Building Code, kay Technical Secretary, and any other task na pwede nga assign ni Secretary um, in relation sa pagpapatupad nga ng building code, so kay technical staff din po yan. Pati po conducting seminars and workshops in relation to the building code, so kay technical staff din po yan. Okay? Malinaw po tayo for the technical staff, section 202. Okay? Okay, now I'll be proceeding to section 203. Ano nga ba yung general powers and functions ni secretary under the National Building Code? Okay, can anyone read? Franz Ivan Sarmiento.
Audible po.
Yes po.
General powers and functions of secretary under in this code. For purposes of carrying out the provision of this code, the secretary shall exercise the following general powers and functions. First, formulate policies, plans, standards, and guidelines on building design, construction, use, occupancy, and maintenance in accordance with this code. Number 2, issue the promulgate rules and regulation in the form of memorandum circular to implement the provision of this code and ensure compliance with policies, plans, standards, and guidelines of memorandum circular to guide the actions of the building official in the performance of his duties and responsibilities. 3. Exercise appellate jurisdiction over the decisions and orders of the building official. The order of this or decision of the secretary shall be final and executory subject only to review by the office of the President of the Republic. 4 is evaluate, review, approve, and or take final action on changes and or amendments to existing referral codes as well as the incorporation of other referral codes which are not yet expressly made supplementary to the code of its IRR.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Sarmiento. Okay, so for the general powers and function of the secretary, if you're going to read, main purpose lang niya talaga is to make sure that the provisions of the code are being implemented and enforced on all the structures, whether you're going to just to modify, demolish, upgrade, or change any occupancy or use of any, whether gagawin pa lang na structure or existing structure na. But aside from those, making sure na na-implement ang building code, meron din siyang other general functions na in-itemize dito sa Section 203. So, isa dyan is yung pag-i-issue ng and promulgate rules and regulations in the form of a memorandum circular or department orders. Kagaya nung na-mention kanina, naglabas si Secretary Bonoan, yung department head, si Secretary Bonoan ng department order telling na walang pwedeng mag-travel na empleyado ng DPWH hanggang I think until November 2025 or hanggang sort out lahat ng issues ng department. Okay? So he has that power. Pag ikaw ay secretary, you have that power. Okay, and then at the same time, any decisions over the building code or any decisions ni building official, we will be discussing mamaya sino si building officials. So meron siyang jurisdiction over doon sa decisions ni building official. For example, may certain secretary. We are now on item number 3. Okay, however, ang decision ni secretary ay final at subject for review lamang nino ng Office of the President of the Republic. Right now is Bongbong Marcos. So kung sakaling merong decision si building official, if you can imagine the hierarchy, si building official may decision, i-oversee siya ni secretary or ni head ni DPWH. Pero kung si head of the DPWH has some decision to make, so ay oversee lang siya or for review lamang siya ay ni Office of the President of the Republic, which is Bongbong Marcos. Okay? Boss ni building official si secretary, boss ni secretary si BBM. Alright? Malinaw po for the powers and function ni secretary. Okay, and then the fourth one, so if ever merong kailangan changes or amendments dito sa existing code na meron tayo ngayon, so pwede siyang i-review, evaluate at i-approve, and then final action is under kay secretary pa rin po. Okay? Again, if there's any changes, amendments with this code and its referral codes, so si secretary rin po ang may kakayahan na mag-evaluate, mag-review at mag-approve ng changes na yon. Alright? Malinaw po ba? Any questions with regards to general powers and function ni secretary under this code? Okay. Anyone familiar with memorandum circular? Since very famous ang DPWH ngayon, I think familiar kayo sa itsura. Tsaka hindi lang naman sa DPWH mayroong memorandum circular. Other departments also releases the memorandum circulars or department orders. But if you want to know kung ano yung mga memorandum circulars, excuse me, or department orders na inilabas sa DPWH, you can check their websites, dpwh.gov.ph, and then merong mga tabs na doon. You can be able to browse kung yung ano yung mga circulars na inilabas nila. Okay? For circulars, mostly ito naman ay from the Office of the President that are intended for mass distribution within his internal administration. Okay? So this is sometimes for compliance or just to bring attention for any matter, or sometimes memorandum circular din yung pagde-declare ng mga holidays or kaya work suspensions. Okay? As you can see here in the memorandum circular number 28 and number 14, naka-assign ito sa lahat ng senior undersecretaries, assistant secretaries, director, service director, for specific na ni-release within the department only. So for that canceling the travel authority of the employees of the DPWH. So ayun po, within the department of the DPWH lamang. So hindi affected, for example, Department of Agriculture, ano, Department of Interior and Local Government, Department of Education. So, hindi sila kasama doon sa department order na ni-release ni Secretary. Okay? Malinaw po ba for the memorandum circular? So, the Secretary also have that power. Alright? Okay? Malinaw po ba? Anyone has questions? So far, wala pa. Okay. Okay. So, ano pa yung ano pa ang function or power ni secretary under the National Building Code? So meron din po siyang he also have the power to prescribe and impose the amount of fees and other charges. So any fees and other charges um na kailangan i-collect ni building official, so si secretary po yung magpre-prescribe kung magkano, whether it's building permit, whether it's penalty, whether it's fines or multa. So it will be prescribed and imposed. The amount is prescribed or imposed by the secretary. From time to time, the secretary releases a department order, or we can call memorandum circulars, um, for prescribed ratings of fees and charges. Okay. I'll try to look for the latest. Pero ang nakita ko was panahon pa ni Villar, ni Mark Villar. But I'll try to search yung doon kay recent Secretary Manuel Bunoan. Okay? And then aside from imposing the amount of fees and charges, another power din ni secretary is to appoint a building official. Okay? As per the National Building Code, appoint a building official separate and distinct from the office of the city or municipal engineers in all cities and municipalities. So aside kay DE, kay city engineer, so kailangan meron din po tayong building official. Okay, malinaw po ba for section 203, functions and general powers and functions of the secretary? Okay. Right. So I'll proceed to the next one. Okay. I'll proceed sa building official. We're now on page 16. Okay, page 16 of the National Building Code. So can anyone read Richelle Marie Rivera? Miss
Am I
Rivera.
audible po?
Yes po.
Section 205, building officials. Except as otherwise provided herein, the building official shall be responsible for carrying out the provisions of this code in the field as well as the enforcement of orders and decisions made pursuant thereto. Due to the exigencies of the service, the Secretary may designate incumbent public works district engineers, city engineers, and municipal engineers to act as building officials in their respective areas of jurisdiction. The designation made by the Secretary under this section shall continue until regular positions of building official are provided unless sooner terminated for causes provided by law or decree.
Okay, thank you, Miss Rivera. Okay. If sa previous slide sabi on item number 6, yeah, general powers ni secretary ang mag-appoint ng building official, 'di ba? Tanda, which is separate and distinct from the office of the city or municipal engineer. However, due to exigencies or demand ng service, the secretary may designate incumbent public work district engineers, city engineers, and municipal engineers to act as building officials in their respective areas of jurisdiction. Okay? The designation made by the secretary under this section shall continue until regular positions of building officials are provided or unless sooner terminated for causes provided by law or decree. Okay? So kung hanggang wala pang nakukuhang building official, hindi pa wala pang regular position for the building official, so ang building official muna ay ang mga incumbent public work district engineers, city engineers, and municipal engineers. Okay? Sino dito ang someday gusto maging building official? Anyone? aspiring to be a building official someday? Wala? Wala may gusto sa inyo na maging building official? I think 5, 10 years from now? Wala from '04. Okay. So no one wants to be a building official. So if anyone changes their mind and wants to be a building official, so as per the building code, we have the following qualifications. All right. So the following qualifications of the for para maging building official ay you have to be a Filipino citizen but with a good moral character. Okay, kailangan po ay Pilipino na mayroong good moral character. That's qualification number one. Number two, kailangan po kayo ay rehistradong architect. Architect. Oh my God. Dapat po kayo ay registered na architect or civil engineer. Okay, so you have to be a registered architect or civil engineer. The next one, um, you should be a member of a accredited organization for not less than 5 years. Okay, so dapat kung kayo po ay ang inyong career path ay gusto nyo maging building official, so after you graduated, be a registered civil engineer, so might as well um, be a member of a duly accredited organization within the profession of civil engineering. I think what we have sa atin is yung PICE. Okay, Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers. Okay. And then after that, dapat meron din kayong hindi bababang 5 taon or at least 5 years of diversified and professional experience. Hindi lamang sa construction, pati po sa building design. Very specific, building design and construction. Not less than 5 years. Alright? And then the last one, a qualification, ay dapat po naka-attend kayo and then successfully completed ang seminar or workshop on PD 1096 and its implementing rules and regulations conducted by the DPWH. Malinaw po ba for the qualifications ng building official? Okay. For item number 5 in section 206, sino po ang nagfa-facilitate ng mga seminar or workshop for PD 1096? Yeah, Miss Umali.
Technical staff po.
Okay, very good. So si technical staff po, kasama po sa kanyang function, I think yung third function ni technical staff, yung fourth. Yeah, yung third function ni technical staff, section 202, conduct seminar or workshops on the code. Okay? Malinaw po ba for the qualifications ni building official? Okay. Right. Now let's proceed to the duties of a building official. Right? So let's go with Giancarlo Fuliga. Medyo mahina yung boses mo, yung mic.
How about now?
Parang mas humina.
Gawa po kasi ng may ulan po kasi so...
Ulan yun. Okay, akala ko electric fan. Alright, sige. I'll be calling someone na lang, okay? Kasi hindi ko rin gaanong marinig. Angelo sa Diwa?
Yes po. Am I audible po?
Yes po.
Section 207, duties of a building official. Number 1, be primarily responsible for the enforcement of the provisions of the code and its IRR, as well as circulars, memoranda, opinions, and decisions or orders issued pursuant thereto. His actions shall always be guided by appropriate orders or directives from the Secretary. Number 2, have overall administrative control and or supervision over all works pertinent to buildings or structures in his area of responsibility and shall be charged with the processing of all permit applications and certificates as well as the issuance of the same. Number 3, ensure that all changes, modifications, and alterations in the design plans during the construction phase shall not start until the modified design plan has been evaluated and the necessary amendatory permit issued. Number 4, undertake annual inspections of all buildings or structures and keep an up-to-date record of their status.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sadiwa. Okay, so here are the duties of the building official. Kagaya nung na-mention ko kanina, ang amo ni building official ay yung pong ating secretary ng DPWH. Ano, head or chief executive officer ng DPWH. So any circulars or any directives, any orders ni DPWH, yun po ay dapat susundin ni building official. And then any actions din po ni building official shall always be directed or guided ni secretary. Okay? And then for the next one, so any processing with a permit, issuance of certification, kay building official din po yan. But then again, within his jurisdiction lamang, okay? Within his city, within his municipality, or within his district lamang. Malinaw po ba? So si secretary kasi parang almost nationwide siya for the whole republic. Ano, si building official within his jurisdiction lamang or within his city, within his municipality or within his district lamang. Ano, okay. And then, and the third one, duty ni building official, he makes sure na kung merong changes, modification, or alterations, may pagbabago po dun sa design plan na isinamit, mini-make sure or kailangan niyo i-make sure na hindi pwede mag-start yung construction na yon na hindi niya na-evaluate yung design plan. At hindi siya nakakapag-issue ng any other necessary permit in line with that changes, modification, or alteration. Malinaw po ba for item 1, 2, and 3 para sa duties ni building official? Okay. And then the fourth one, si building official din po ay dapat annually nag inspect ng lahat ng structures, nagkakaroon ng up-to-date record ng status ng mga structures na yon, again, within his jurisdiction din po. Okay? Alright, malinaw po ba sa duties ni building official? Okay, mostly naman ito, you have to make sure that every provisions or every section in the stated in the building code should be enforced and administered. Ano, yun parang yun yung pinaka-gist ng duty ni building official. Okay? And then on the next slide, makikita niyo lang dito yung organizational chart ng Office of the Building Official. Okay, so from the building official, meron siyang assistant building official, and then department was divided from cashier or they have a cashier, and then they have administrative and legal. And then it is divided to processing and an evaluation commission, a division rather, and then again divided from inspection and enforcement division. Okay? So, mayroong processing and evaluating, and then para sa mga ongoing project or nabigyan na ng building permit, andyan yung inspection and enforcement division. Malinaw po ba for the division or the organization ng office ni building official? So if anyone wants to work in the office of the building official, so those are the divisions that you can work. Okay, you can work in the processing and evaluation, and you can also work in the inspection and enforcement division. For the processing and evaluation, ito yung mga nag-a-apply pa lamang ng building permit, ini-evaluate ninyo yung plano and then yung documents, or ito yung mga may changes the design plans and specifications. So you engineers would have to evaluate again. And then for in the inspection and enforcement, ito yung mga ongoing na or nabigyan na ng building permit. You have to inspect as per the duties, item number 4, you have to inspect the buildings or structures annually because you have to have up-to-date records of those buildings, the status of those buildings. Malinaw po ba? Malinaw po ba? Okay, but then again, since I'm not working within the government, so I don't know how this organization works. Okay, if this is really what kung ano yung kung ito ba talaga yung division na meron sila within that office. But as per the building code, this should be the organization or the division of the office of the building official. Okay, malinaw po ba? All right. Okay. Any questions before we proceed to the next one? Meron po bang may question? Okay, so wala. Right, merong inaantok? Wala pa? May tulog na? I hope wala pa, okay? Merong nasa SM, nasa birthday yan? I hope wala rin. Ano? Okay. Okay, and then let's proceed to section 208, which is the fees. Saan napupunta yung mga binabayad natin na mga kino-collect ng Office of the Building Official na fees. Okay, to for you to know, fees po na 20% ng fees o yung income ng Office of the Building Official, nire-retain po yon sa kanyang office. Para saan? For operation cost. Ano? To keep his office operating. Pambili ng anything na kailangan doon sa kanyang opisina. And then, the remainder of that 100% after makuha yung for the operating cost ng office ni building official, ayun po ay mapupunta sa general fund of the respective city or municipality. Okay? Again, not more than 20% lamang po ang nare-retain sa office of the building official. And then, the remainder of 100% shall accrue to the general fund of the respective city of municipality. Okay, please take a note of that one. If you want to look that on the NBCP, it's on page 18. Okay, malinaw po ba? Not more than 20%. And then the remainder ay mapupunta sa general fund of the respective city or municipality. Okay? And to make everything transparent, if ever kailangan humingi ng record, every building official shall keep a permanent record and accurate amount of all fees and other charges fixed and authorized to be collected and received. Okay? So lahat po ay dapat may permanent record and accurate account para if ever someone would have to take a look on the records, saan napunta yung funds and collected fees, so they would know kung saan napunta and saan nanggaling yung pera ng Office of the Building Official. Malinaw po ba? Is everything clear? Meron po bang question from section 201 up to section 208? Wala. Okay. Okay, now let's proceed to the exemption. So, meron din naman pong exempted sa building permit na kinokollect ng ating building official. So, can you read the slide? Kurt Justin Tejero. Para may nasa birthday yan. Ano?
Hello.
Sa birthday yan ka ba? Happy birthday naman.
Nasa biyahe po ako pa uwi.
Nasa biyahe pa uwi. Parang may video. Okay, okay. Can you read the slide?
Public.
Okay, Mr. Kurt Justin. Okay, okay. I think you don't have a good internet connection. You can mute. Okay, I'll be muting you. Okay, sorry, everyone. This is online class. Or set we just nag-online class tayo because kulang tayo sa room. This is for you, not for me, okay? Um, During online class, as much as possible, I want you guys to absorb or at least remember kung ano yung pinag-uusapan natin, okay? Kaya if you will be traveling to and from home, at least give parang specific hour for the class, okay? Kasi I think after if attend kayo sa online class and then you'll be traveling whatsoever, so baka wala kayong maintindihan or ma-remember doon sa ating klase. But again, this is not for me. This is for you para matandaan ninyo. Okay? So, but if talagang kailangan ng sitwasyon, you have to travel during the class. So, wala akong magagawa doon. But if kaya na just stay in one place with a good internet or good signal para sa mga data nyo or sa internet nyo. So, I would suggest that. But then again, it's beyond my control. But just a piece of advice lang. Para at least may maintindihan kayo or may ma-remember kayo or may makuha kayong learnings man lang after 3 hours. Okay? Kasi parang for me, if I'm inside a jeepney tapos nagdi-discuss, may maintindihan pero not much Same for those who are at home. So for those who are at home naman, um, yun nga, kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng recitation or tinatawag ko kayo para at least you'll be ready or you'll be focused na, ay baka matawag ako ni ma'am. Kaya I have to listen. But again, everything, paano kayo umattend ng class, online class, is parang depende kung paano nyo rin gustong matutunan yung subject. Okay? But again, if hindi pwede or again, kinailangan ng situation na you have to travel or you have to go out during online classes. So, wala kang magawa doon. But I would suggest or advise na give time kapag may online class. Kasi that time is really intended for you to attend the class. Okay? Alright? Okay. Okay, so I'll be calling someone to read. Krisa Ann Magpantay.
Rinig po ba?
Yes po.
Thank you po. Section 209, Exemption. Public buildings and traditional indigenous family dwellings shall be exempt from payment of building permit fees. As used in this code, the term traditional indigenous family dwelling means a dwelling intended for the use and occupancy by the family of the owner only and constructed of native materials such as bamboo, nipa, logs, or lumber, the total cost of which does not exceed 15,000 pesos.
Okay, thank you, Miss Magpantay. Okay. As mentioned, so aside from the public buildings, I think most of you already know ano yung public buildings na tinatawag. Kasama rin po sa exempted or you don't need to pay for the building permit kapag ang inyong gagawin ay traditional indigenous family dwelling. Ano po yung traditional indigenous family dwelling? Anyone familiar? Or can give an example of a traditional indigenous family dwelling? Yes, Precious.
Ma'am, ang pagkakaintindi ko po dun sa indigenous dwelling po ay yung ang ginagamit po nilang material sa paggawa po ng bahay ay mga natural elements po. Ang mabibigay ko pong example ay bahay kubo.
Okay, very good. So one of a good example is yung bahay kube, ano. But I'll be showing you a list of indigenous family dwellings here in the Philippines, okay? So you can see on the picture, so kagaya ng binigay ni Miss Precious, bahay kubo. Meron din tayong Ivatan House, Raku, Ifugao House, Fale. Hindi ko alam kung yun yung tamang pronunciation. But Torogan for Maranao houses, Fayu for Bontok houses, and then for Kalinga houses, Binayon. So ito po yung pwede nating tukuyin or we can define as traditional indigenous family dwellings. So ang mga ganyan po, Bahay Kubo, Ivatan House, Ifugao House, Kalinga House, Bontok, and Maranao houses are exempted sa building permit. Okay? Pero syempre, provided na yung pong houses na yon is for intended para gamitin lamang na tirahan ng family nung may-ari or within the family lamang nung may-ari ng bahay. Pero kung sasabihin niyo, ma'am, paano yung mga nakikita namin, for example, sa mga tourist spot, museum, o kaya we can say yung sa Quezon, yung Villa Escudero, merong mga bahay kubo something din doon, yung mga beach resort, may mga bahay kubo din doon. So again, provided na dapat po ay ang occupancy ay intended lamang sa family ng owner at hindi lalampas ng 15,000 pesos. So for those structures or for those traditional indigenous houses na intended for commercial and leisure use, so papasok po siya for the building permit. Pero kung naman doon sa loob ng resort, so kasama na talaga siya doon sa building permit kasi the resort need to apply for a whole building permit for the whole resort. Okay, but then again, for the exemptions, exempted po ang public buildings at exempted po yung mga bahay kubo, Maranao houses, Kalinga houses, provided na yung traditional dwellings na yon ay gagamitin lamang for occupancy by the family of the owner and then hindi mag-exceed ng 15,000 pesos. Malinaw po ba? Malinaw po? Okay. Okay, now let's proceed to Section 212, Administrative Fines in the National Building Code. Okay? I'll just look kung anong page yun. We're now on page 24. Okay? The light, less grave, and grave violations. Okay, everyone, please proceed to page 24. Okay, so can I call on Franz Ivan? Natawag na ba kita? Franz Ivan Sarmiento?
Yes po.
Natawag na kita, okay.
Yes po.
Okay, sige. Ibrahim Colyera.
Rinig po ba?
Yes po.
So, Section 212, Administrative Fines. For light violation, A. Failure to post certificate of occupancy or use or operation. B. Failure to post building permit, construction information sign. C. Failure to provide or install appropriate safety measures for the protection of workers, inspectors, visitors, immediate neighbors, and pedestrians. For less grave violation, A. Non-compliance with a work stoppage order for the alteration or addition or conversion or repair without permit. B. Use or occupancy of building or structure without appropriate certificate of occupancy or use or operation.
Okay. Can you read the next slide to grave violations, Mr. Colyera?
For grave violation, unauthorized change, modification, or alteration during construction in the duly submitted plans and specification on which the building permit is based. B. Unauthorized change in type of construction from the more fire resistive to less fire resistive. C. The non-compliance with order to abate or demolish. D. Non-compliance with work stoppage or order for construction or demolition without permit. E. Change in the existing use or occupancy without certificate of change of occupancy or use or operation. And F. Excavation left open without any work being done in the site for more than 120 years or
20 days.
120 days.
Okay, okay. Parang sobrang tagal nung 120 years, no? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Colyera. Okay, so these are the violations listed under the National Building Code. So yung ibang activities dyan, we will be discussing more on the further chapters, ano, permits, certificate of occupancy, certificate of operation, work stoppage, um building permit sign. Okay, so we will be discussing that on the further chapters, but as listed here, so ito muna discuss natin the grave violations. Okay, kung makikita ninyo, the grave violation nandito, non-compliance with work stoppage order without for construction or demolition without permit. So it would be considered as grave violation kapag daw kayo ay hindi sumunod. For example, nalaman ni building official na wala kayong building permit for you to construct or demolish something. So, ang gagawin ni building official, he will issue a work stoppage on your construction site. However, kung hindi kayo sumunod, so you will have to pay certain amount of money. Okay? Kasi fall siya under the grave violation. And then, makikita ninyo, for the less grave violation naman, ang kasama doon, non-compliance with the work stoppage for alteration, addition, and conversion repair without permit. So, kung ang nag-start na yung construction ninyo, pero hindi nyo sinabi na you have alterations or additions in your construction. So, pina-stop kayo ni building official and then nalaman niya na you're still continuing. So, less grave violation yung meron kayo. But then again, these violations or these provisions na i-violate nyo in the National Building Code, we will be discussing that further on the next chapters. Okay? So, you just have to what do you call that? You just have to familiarize itong mga listed na violations under the National Building Code. Okay, again, for the National Building Code, we have the light violation, we have the less grave violations, and kumbaga yung pinaka third degree o yung pinaka grabe is the grave violations. Okay? Anyone knows the amount of fines na kailangan yung bayaran for each specific violations? Yes, Mr. Arano?
Pag light violations po is 5,000 pesos. Pag less grave violation po is 8,000 pesos. While pag grave violation na po is 10,000 pesos.
Okay, so yun yung mga amount of fines that you have to pay. Alright? Kapag meron kayong na-violate na rules sa National Building Code. But then again, it depends upon kung less grave or grave violation yung violation na meron kayo. Okay? Malinaw po ba? Okay. Okay? Alright. Yes, ang very mura. Ano, kapag i-compare nyo sa kinikita ng mga um, ng mga ng mga contractors, ano, kung parang they can say that they can violate anytime yun nandun sa building code. Okay, but meron din naman tayong mga penalty and penal provisions. But again, if you're going to compare that sa nababalitaan nating presyo, like 20% of something, of a million, of a billion, 100 million. So, napakaliit lang nun. That's why I think they are not, di sila ganun ka-scared na mag-violate. For example, first example is this light violation. Letter C, failure to provide installed safety measures for the protection of workers, inspector, visitors, immediate neighbors, and pedestrians. May nakita ba kayo na project, gawin na natin yung road widening na merong safety measures? May mga reflectors, may mga yung signs for example, within 200 meters, within a kilometer, meron diyang biglang excavation, especially kapag gabi. Di ba wala? Ano, and then another thing is kapag may working at heights dun sa flyover sa Balagtas before, may nakita ba kayo naka-harness? May nakita ba kayo naka-harness? Anyone 04? Pag merong working at heights doon sa Balagtas, kapag may mga workers kayo na dadaanan doon kapag gabi, may buhos, doon sa ibabaw ng mga scaffolding. May nakikita ba kayong may harness? Wala, ano. Kasi magkano lang yun? 5,000 lang yun. Ano, o kaya kapag yung mga shoes ng workers, kapag nasa, makikita niyo mga road widening horizontal projects, may nakikita ba kayo ng mga naka-safety shoes, mga naka-safety, yung mga safety na suot, PPE? Wala rin, no? Because, it's my observation, sa private, mahigpit eh. Somehow mahigpit. Pag mga private firm o private projects. But pag public, hindi ganun ka-priority ang safety. But yeah, okay. Alright, so those are the administrative or those are the fines or yung multa kapag lumabag kayo sa building code na naka-specify naman dito kung anong klaseng violation. From light to less grave to grave violations. Okay? Malinaw po ba? Okay. Alright. So, we'll be back. Mag-pause muna tayo ng ilang minuto para makapag-inat-inat kayo, makapag-coffee, or something para hindi kayo antukin. Okay, so we'll be back at 3:25. Okay, 3:25, 14 minutes from now. So balik tayo dito sa call. And we'll continue our discussion with section or chapter 2 of the building code. Okay, thank you.